Hello and welcome to week 4 of my container gardening videos. So I missed week 3 because I was moving. Me and my family just moved to a brand new townhome apartment. But all my plants are here too, so they all survived. And now you'll see my new setup. So we'll start on the end here. We have my dragon fruit cactus, which is growing like crazy. It is doing very, very good. And then even the smaller dragon fruit cactus down here is growing all over the place down there. So this thing is doing very, very good here and looks great. So then we'll go over to my prickly pear cactus, and that's doing just as good. Got a lot more room here now. So then we have my yellow squash, that's doing pretty good, and then a lilac here, that's doing great. Then my giant elephant ears, doing very good. And then we have my pomegranate bush, and that thing's growing like crazy right now. It's growing all over the place. Then we have my jelly melon, or my kiwano melon, whatever name you want to call it, and that's doing great. It even has some little fruit showing up right here, and then there's some more fruit down underneath here. So I produced quite a few little fruit all over the place. Then we have my jackfruit tree. It's doing pretty good. It's producing some leaves. It's come back to life, so that's doing good. And then I have this little tiny patio area here. There's all my other plants on it. So let's start with the big grow box here. This is my tomato grow box. And as you can see, this gigantic tomato plant, when we were moving the grow box, tipped over. And I'm kind of glad about that because I think it'd be covering up everything else in that grow box if it stayed up in there. But it is huge, and it's producing tomatoes all over the place. But this is a gigantic tomato plant. It is called a Sweet 1 Million. So we'll go up on the patio here, and this bushel of vines on the end here are my white cucumbers. And actually, if you look right down here, there's a little cucumber starting right there. There's a bunch of other flowers, so that's doing great, producing lots of flowers and looking great there. Then we have my 2 atomic grip tomato plants there, and they're growing really, really well. There's a Sweet 1 Million back there. It's all tipped over, but yeah, like I said before, it would have taken over here. Nothing else would be able to grow if it was over everything else. Then we have my crazy tomato plant right here, and that's doing great. And then my Aji pepper plants. Just a few small little plants here. They're doing pretty good. And now, look at my melons here. These are doing much better now because originally they were buried underneath my my lemon cucumber plant, which you'll see in a little bit, but they're doing really good now. So here's my Kiku. Then in the middle we have my Minnesota melons, and then on the end there are my tiger melons there. So those are all doing good. Then we have my miracle berry tree here, and that's doing great. Look at all those leaves forming on there. All I have to do is wait for it to start producing flowers and then fruit. I'm excited about that one. Then we got my 3 fig trees here, and they're doing just as good as everything else. Everything is doing great right now. Then we have my kumquat, and that is producing new branches down here, producing more flowers up here and more fruit. It has fruit growing on it, and I'm excited about that one. So that's doing great. And now we have my clementine tree here. And that's doing just as good. It's a very, very bushy tree now. It did not have nearly this many leaves originally, but it's doing great. Lots of new leaves growing all over the place. Then we also have my pink variegated lemon tree. And as you can see, that's growing all over the place as well. Doing great. Then we have my limequat right here. Everything is just doing so good, and I am really happy about that. And then we have the lemon cucumber, and it's growing like crazy. It's growing across the top trestles here. It's a huge bush down there. Has flowers all over the place. No fruit yet as far as I can see. Possibly something starting to form behind this one here, but tons of flowers, and it's growing very well. We got my little watermelon vine down here, and that's doing very good. It's doing much better now that it can actually get light and it's not buried underneath the lemon cucumber there. And then we have my 5-color Chinese pepper plant. That's doing great. Looking good. I have a Daito jalapeno here. It's kind of buried underneath everything, so it's kind of growing slow. Then we have some Akalu pepper plants, little ones there. And then we have some golden Marconi peppers. And then we have my walking onion here. It kind of tipped over a little bit when we were moving it. It's a little less stable, so it kind of tipped over. My Spanish mammoth peppers here, just right before the move, a chipmunk or a squirrel ate the plants. Right down to nubs there, ate all the leaves off, and I'm not happy about that. Next, we see my Habananda pepper plant. That's doing pretty good there. It's kind of squiggly leaves, so it's not, looks interesting. And then on the end here are my cucamelons, or Mexican sour gherkins, whatever you want to call them, and those are growing very, very good there. Then we have my Tamarillo trees, doing very good here. We have this is a ponytail palm. I've always had this inside, but I decided to put it outside now. And that thing is very, very leafy. You can just see the trunk of it right in there. And then we have my Nargilla, as spiky as ever there, and right in the corner. And then up in this little hanging pot, I have my pear melons. And that's doing very, very good. And last but not least, right down here, is my little coffee plant. And that is doing great, and I'm excited for that one. So, there you go. There is my new setup for my container garden. I hope you all are enjoying these videos. If you are, please subscribe to keep watching. And like my videos. If you need any tips, just leave them in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.